So textures in Minecraft are 16 by 16 pixels, but you can get a lot of different texture packs, all the way from 1 by 1 pixel to 512 by 512 pixels. So that's what I'm going to be doing today in this video. We're going to be trying every texture pack from a 1 by 1 texture pack all the way up to a 512 by 512 texture pack. So with that, let's get started by one. This is Concraft, and it is on Forte. That will be linked in the description, and it looks pretty cool. It's pretty simple because it's 1 by 1. There's not much to say about it. Every texture is just 1 by 1 pixel, but it looks good. The next one we have is a 4 by 4 texture pack. This one is called Forte or something like that. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. It has a pastel look, and because it's 4 by 4, you kind of have this grid look to it. Now, all these texture packs won't be entirely done because texture packs are big and a lot of work, so you guys will see blocks that might not be done in some of these texture packs. But yeah, that's about it for the 4 by 4 texture pack. Now, let's move on to the next resolution, which is 8 by 8. So the 8 by 8 texture pack is called Faithful, but the A is an 8, very clever. And before we go on, I want to say watch to the end because I will have some very cool comparisons of all the texture packs at the very end, which you really won't want to miss. But this one looks really cool because it looks like a scaled down version of Minecraft because it's half of Minecraft's native resolution, and it just looks super cool. I really do like it. I think it looks really cool. This one's on Modrinth, again linked in the description. But that's about it for the 8 by 8. Now it's time to move on to the 16 by 16 or Minecraft's native resolution. So for 16 by 16 I chose Bare Bones. This one is also on Modrinth and probably Forte. It's kind of everywhere. It's a very famous pack that is recreating the Minecraft trailers, and I think it looks very good. It looks very simple and very compact. Everything looks as in the Minecraft trailers, which is the purpose of this pack. So let's move on to 32 by 32. So for 32 by 32 we have Clarity. This one is also on Modrinth. I got a lot of these on Modrinth, and it's a pretty cool texture pack. It looks very medieval, kind of like Patrick's, but it is only 30 by 2 by 32, and I really like the look of it. It looks medieval. It's just a scaled up version of Minecraft, and I think it looks pretty cool. So that's the 32 by 32 texture pack. I really like how it looks very consistent with all the blocks. But let's move on to the 64 by 64 texture pack. Please subscribe, it really does help me out a lot. But with that, let's move to 64 by 64. So the 64 pack is Grove, and it is obviously 64 by 64 pixels, but it still looks pretty much like vanilla, and I really think that's pretty cool. As you can see, there is some 3D stuff, which looks pretty cool. And yeah, it's just a 64 by 64 texture pack of Minecraft. There's a lot of detail. I really like the way it looks. Again, going with a medieval theme. I think a lot of texture packs tend to lean towards that. But that is Grove. It's a pretty cool pack. I like the way they did the torches. But yeah, 64 by 64. Now it's time for the big ones. 128 by 128. So for 128 by 128, we have ROTR blocks, and if you know me, I have used this pack a lot. It is the first one that we have that has something called parallax occlusion mapping, or POM. It essentially means that textures have depth. I don't even have a clue how it works, but it's super cool and gives Minecraft a lot more like feel because the textures aren't flat and they have depth. I know there's some 64x by 64x ones that have depth, but I just like the one that I chose. So this is 128x by 128x. It's a super cool pack, as you can see, and there is a lot of detail at this scale, and it looks just pretty cool. But let's move on to 256x. Okay, so for 256x, we also have ROTR blocks, and as you can see, it is again, 2x scale up in resolution, and everything looks absolutely amazing. At this scale, you need some pretty good hardware. I have a 4070, so I'm not doing too bad, and that's how you run the 512X. But yeah, it still looks pretty crazy. Everything looks super detailed and super good. But now it is time to move up to the big one, the 512 by 512 texture pack. It's gonna be crazy. So here it is, the 512 by 512 pack. I'm again using ROTR blocks. I think the 128 and 256 ones are just scaled down versions of this one, and it looks absolutely amazing. For the 256 and 512, they are on his Patreon, and no, I'm not going to give you guys a free version of it, since that wouldn't be good, or I'm not even sure if that's legal, but it's very cool. You can just see the absolutely insane amounts of detail in this, and everything looks absolutely crazy. But yeah, that's about the 512X. You can see that everything has a ton of detail, but now let's move on to some comparison screenshots. Trust me, they'll look super duper cool. So what I'm noticing is that as you get to higher resolutions like 256X to 512X especially, you notice the point of diminishing returns, but everything still looks absolutely amazing for all of these. Reminder that they're all linked in the description. The 256 and 512 are the same link, so just FYI. And yeah, it looks pretty amazing. I think this shot is one of the best representations, but we have a couple more. So yeah, that's about it for this video. If you guys watched to the end, that really does help me out. So thank you so much. It does help me out. I do need these watch hours. So with that, that's the last one, and that is all we're going to be doing today. Thank you guys for watching. As a reminder, they're all linked to the description. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.